What if skipping your $5 coffee won't make you rich, but a hidden money trap is quietly draining your wealth? Stay tuned to uncover why your daily brew isn't the problem and discover the real secrets to building lasting financial freedom. You've heard it before. Skip your daily latte and you'll retire a millionaire. It's a tempting promise. Who doesn't want to turn small sacrifices into big wealth? But does cutting out your morning coffee really add up to millions? Or is it just a feel-good myth? In this video, we're diving deep into why the latte factor oversimplifies wealth building and what actually moves the needle. Through real-life stories, hard numbers, and surprising insights, we'll reveal the hidden financial leaks that matter far more than your coffee habit. By the end, you'll have a clear roadmap to redirect your money toward true wealth without giving up life's small joys. Plus, we'll open a loop. There's one sneaky expense you're probably overlooking that could change everything. Let's jump in and uncover the truth. Let's start with a story about Emma, a 28-year-old marketing coordinator who loves her morning ritual, a $5 vanilla latte from the cozy cafe near her office. It's her moment of calm before a hectic workday, a small luxury that sparks joy. One evening, while scrolling through personal finance blogs, Emma stumbles across the latte factor, a concept popularized by financial author David Bach. The idea is simple. Small, recurring expenses, like that $5 latte, add up over time. If you cut them out and invest the savings, you could amass a fortune. Intrigued, Emma grabs her calculator. $5 a day, 5 days a week, 52 weeks a year. That's $1,300 annually, invested at a 7% annual return over 30 years. That's about $106,000 by the time she's 58. Not bad, right? But a fortune? Hardly. Emma's excited but skeptical. Could skipping her latte really be the key to wealth? Or is there more to the story? This is where we begin to unravel the latte factor myth. While it's a compelling narrative, it oversimplifies the complex journey to financial independence. Let's break it down with numbers, stories, and practical insights to show why skipping your daily brew won't make you wealthy, and what will. Here's the problem. While Emma's fixating on her $5 latte, she's missing the real financial leaks draining her bank account. The latte factor distracts from the big-ticket expenses and habits that truly shape your financial future. Think about it. A $5 coffee is a tiny fraction of your budget. But what about rent, car payments, or unchecked subscriptions? These are the silent wealth killers that no one talks about when they preach about lattes. Let's go back to Emma. She lives in a trendy urban apartment costing $2,200 a month, 40% of her $65,000 annual salary. She drives a leased SUV with a $450 monthly payment. Her student loans eat up $350 a month, and she's got a handful of subscriptions: Netflix, Spotify, a gym she rarely visits, totaling $100 a month. Add in occasional impulse buys on Amazon or weekend brunches, and Emma's spending thousands more than she realizes. Her latte? It's a drop in the bucket compared to these. The challenge is clear. Focusing on micro savings like coffee distracts from the macro expenses that define your financial trajectory. If Emma wants to build wealth, she needs to shift her attention to the big leaks and untapped opportunities, like housing, transportation, debt, and income growth. Let's explore how to tackle these strategically. To build wealth, you need to understand where your money's going and how to redirect it effectively. We'll use Emma's story as a guide, weaving in data, expert insights, and actionable strategies to create a comprehensive roadmap. We'll cover the big three expenses: housing, transportation, debt, the subscription trap, impulse spending, lifestyle inflation, and the power of increasing income. Each section will include stories, numbers, and practical tips to keep you engaged and informed. 1. The big three: housing, transportation, and debt. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics 2023 Consumer Expenditure Survey, the average American household spends 33% of its income on housing, 16% on transportation, and 8% on debt servicing. That's 57% of your income before you even buy groceries or a coffee. For Emma, these are the biggest barriers to wealth. Housing, the biggest budget buster. Emma's $2,200 monthly rent totals $26,400 a year, 40% of her $65,000 salary. In many cities, rent consumes a similar share of income. For example, a 2024 Zillow report shows that the median rent in major U.S. cities like San Francisco, $3,200, New York, $2,800, or Boston, $2,500, far outpaces affordable benchmarks, 30% of income. Emma's rent is high but not unusual. What if Emma moved to a more affordable apartment? A $1,700 a month unit would save her $500 monthly or $6,000 a year. Invested at 7% over 30 years, that's $490,000, nearly 5 times her latte savings. How can she do this? She could. Move to a cheaper neighborhood. A 15-minute commute could cut rent by 20 to 30%. Get a roommate. Splitting a 2-bedroom apartment could halve her rent. Negotiate rent. Some landlords offer discounts for long-term leases. Take Jake, a 32-year-old teacher who moved from a $2,000 downtown apartment to a $1,400 unit in a nearby suburb. He saved $7,200 a year, invested it in a Roth IRA, and projects $588,000 by retirement. Jake still enjoys his coffee, but his housing choice is building real wealth. Emma's $450 car lease, plus $100 for insurance and $100 for gas, totals $650 a month, $7,800 a year. Cars are a major expense. A 2023 Thermometer Pemberley study found the average cost of owning a new car is $12,182 annually, including payments, insurance, gas, and maintenance. Emma's lease is a luxury she can't afford. What if she traded her SUV for a used car paid in cash? A reliable $15,000 used car with $50 monthly insurance and $50 gas could cut her costs to $2,400 a year, assuming maintenance. That's a $5,400 annual savings, or $440,000 over 30 years at 7%. Strategies include: buy used. A 3 to 5-year-old car is often 50% cheaper than new. Use public transit. In cities, transit passes cost $50 to $100 a month. Carpool or bike reduces gas and wear and tear costs. Meet Alex, a 29-year-old nurse who sold his $40,000 truck and bought a $10,000 used sedan. He saved $6,000 a year, invested it, and is on track for $490,000 by 60. Alex's coffee habit? Untouched. Debt, the invisible anchor. Emma's $350 monthly student loan payment totals $4,200 a year. With a 6% interest rate on a $30,000 balance, she'll pay $8,000 in interest over 10 years. Debt is a wealth killer. The average American household carries $6,000 in credit card debt and $20,000 in student loans, per 2023 Federal Reserve data. Refinancing her loan to 4% could save Emma $1,000 a year in interest. Paying an extra $100 a month could clear the debt in 5 years, saving $3,000 in interest. Invested, that's $245,000 over 30 years. Tips include: refinance high-interest debt, lower rates save thousands. Pay more than the minimum. Even $50 extra accelerates payoff. Consolidate. Combine multiple debts for lower rates. Sarah, a 34-year-old engineer, refinanced her $50,000 student loan and paid it off in 7 years, saving $12,000 in interest. She invested the savings, projecting $980,000 by retirement. Her daily espresso, still part of her routine. 2. The subscription trap. Subscriptions are sneaky. Emma pays $15 for Netflix, $10 for Spotify, $30 for a gym she uses twice a month, and $45 for a meal kit service, $100 a month, or $1,200 a year. A 2023 C+R research survey found the average American spends $219 monthly on subscriptions, often on services they barely use. If Emma cancels her gym and meal kit, keeping Netflix and Spotify, she saves $75 a month, $900 a year. Invested at 7%, that's $73,000 over 30 years. Strategies include audit subscriptions, list all services, and cancel unused ones. Share plans, split Netflix or Spotify with family, pause memberships. Gyms often allow temporary pauses. Take Maria, a 27-year-old freelancer who audited her subscriptions and cut $150 a month. She saved $1,800 a year, invested it in projects $147,000 by 60. Maria's coffee shop visits, still her daily treat. 3. Impulse spending and lifestyle. Inflation impulse buys are another trap. Emma loves scrolling Amazon, adding $200 to $300 a month in clothes, gadgets, or decor. A 2023 Slick Deals survey found 64% of Americans make impulse purchases, averaging $314 monthly. Cutting Emma's impulse buys in half saves $1,800 a year, $147,000 over 30 years. Lifestyle inflation is even sneakier. As Emma's salary grew from $50,000 to $65,000, she upgraded her apartment, car, and vacations, spending more without saving more. A 2024 study by the Financial Planning Association found 70% of Americans increase spending as income rises, saving only 5% of raises. Strategies to curb these: use a 24-hour rule, wait before buying non-essentials, budget for fun, allocate $100 a month for guilt-free spending, save raises, invest 50% of any pay increase. John, a 31-year-old accountant, adopted the 24-hour rule and saved $2,000 a year on impulse buys. He invested it, projecting $163,000 by retirement. His coffee, still his morning ritual. 4. The power of income. Cutting costs is only half the equation. Increasing income is often the fastest path to wealth. Emma earns $65,000 but could freelance, earning $10,000 a year extra. Invested at 7%, that's $816,000 over 30 years, far more than her latte savings. Options include negotiate a raise. A 5% raise on $65,000 is $3,250 a year. Start a side hustle. Freelancing, tutoring, or ride-sharing can add $5,000 to $20,000 annually. Upskill. A certification could boost Emma's salary by 10 to 20%. Lisa, a 30-year-old teacher, started tutoring online, earning $15,000 a year extra. She invested it, projecting $1.2 million by 60. Her coffee shop visits, non-negotiable. Here's the turning point. Wealth isn't about depriving yourself of small joys like coffee. It's about strategic choices with big expenses and income. Emma doesn't need to skip her latte. She needs to rethink her $2,200 rent, $450 car lease, $350 loan payments, $100 subscriptions, and $300 impulse buys. By saving $500 on rent, $200 on her car, $100 on debt, $75 on subscriptions, and $150 on impulse buys. That's $1,025 a month, $12,300 a year. Add $10,000 from freelancing, and she's saving $22,300 annually. Invested at 7% over 30 years, that's $1.82 million. That's how you build wealth, not by skipping coffee. Housing, deep dive. Housing is the single largest expense for most people. A 2024 Redfin report shows that U.S. home prices have risen 40% since 2019, while rents have climbed 20%. In Emma's city, $2,200 rent is standard, but it's eating her wealth. Beyond moving or getting a roommate, Emma could house hack, buy a duplex, live in one unit and rent the other, covering her mortgage. Relocate to a lower-cost city. Remote work allows moves to affordable areas. Negotiate utilities. Bundle internet and electricity for discounts. Consider Priya, a 35-year-old software developer who house-hacked a $300,000 duplex. She lives in one unit and rents the other for $1,500 a month, covering her $1,800 mortgage. She saves $18,000 a year, projecting $1.47 million by 65. Priya's daily chai latte? Still her morning ritual. Globally, housing costs vary. In Tokyo, renters spend 25 to 35% of income per a 2023 Numbia report. But creative solutions like micro-apartments save thousands. In London, co-living spaces cut costs by 20%. Emma could explore these trends, adapting them to her city. Psychologically, housing decisions are tough. Behavioral economist Dan O'Reilly notes that people anchor to their current lifestyle, making downsizing feel like a loss. Emma can overcome this by focusing on long-term gains. $490,000 from a $500 monthly rent cut is a powerful motivator. Transportation, beyond the car. Cars are a status symbol, but they're wealth drainers. A 2023 Kelley Blue Book report shows new car prices averaging $48,000, with leases often exceeding $500 a month. Emma's $450 lease is typical, but it's a trap. Beyond buying used, she could join a car-sharing service. Zipcar costs $100 to $200 a month for occasional drivers. Optimize insurance. Shop for quotes annually to save 10 to 15%. Walk or bike. Saves gas and boosts health, cutting medical costs. Take Miguel, a 33-year-old graphic designer who ditched his $600 truck lease for a $200 monthly transit pass. He saved $4,800 a year, invested it, and projects $392,000 by 60. His coffee shop visits? Still his creative spark. Globally, transportation costs differ. In Amsterdam, 40% of residents bike, per a 2024 city report, saving thousands. In Singapore, high car taxes push residents to efficient public transit. Emma could adopt similar habits, even in a car-centric city. Psychologically, cars tied to identity. Social psychologist Robert Cialdini explains that people signal status through purchases, making it hard to downsize. Emma can reframe her car as a tool, not a status symbol, freeing up cash for wealth building. Debt. Breaking the cycle. Debt is a psychological and financial burden. A 2023 Experian study shows 60% of Americans carry credit card debt, averaging $6,500. Emma's student loans are manageable, but high-interest credit card debt could derail her. Strategies include debt snowball, pay smallest debts first for momentum, debt avalanche, tackle high-interest debts first to save more, balance transfers, move credit card debt to 0% APR cards. Meet Aisha, a 29-year-old social worker who used the debt avalanche to pay off $10,000 in credit card debt in 2 years, saving $2,000 in interest. She invested the savings, projecting $163,000 by 60. Her coffee? Still her morning pick-me-up. Globally, debt varies. In Canada, household debt is 180% of income, per a 2024 OECD report, driven by mortgages. In Germany, lower debt culture encourages saving. Emma can adopt a German mindset, prioritizing debt freedom over consumption. Psychologically, debt creates stress. A 2023 APA study links debt to anxiety, reducing financial decision-making quality. Emma can use mindfulness to stay focused, paying off debt systematically while enjoying small treats like coffee. Subscriptions, the silent drain. Subscriptions are a modern trap. A 2024 West Monroe survey found 89% of Americans underestimate subscription costs by $100 a month. Emma's $100 monthly subscriptions are conservative. Beyond auditing, she could use free alternatives, swap Spotify for free tiers with ads, negotiate, call providers for discounts. 40% succeed, per a 2023 Consumer Reports study. Set reminders, use apps to track renewal dates. Take Liam, a 30-year-old salesperson who cut $200 monthly subscriptions, saving $2,400 a year. Invested, that's $196,000 by 60. His coffee shop visits? Still his networking hub. Globally, subscriptions are rising. In the UK, 70% of households have multiple streaming services, per a 2024 Ofcom report. In India, mobile data plans are a growing expense. Emma can learn from global frugality, keeping only essential subscriptions. Psychologically, subscriptions exploit set-and-forget behavior. Behavioral economist Richard Thaler notes that automatic renewals reduce cancellation rates. Emma can counter this by reviewing her budget monthly. Impulse spending and lifestyle inflation, the hidden threats. Impulse buys and lifestyle inflation are wealth killers. A 2024 Finder survey shows 70% of Americans regret impulse purchases, averaging $450 a month. Emma's $300 monthly splurges are typical. Beyond the 24-hour rule, she could use cash. Studies show cash payments reduce spending by 20%. Track spending. Apps like YNAB increase awareness. Set goals. Visualize $147,000 from saved impulse buys. Lifestyle inflation is subtler. A 2024 Ramsey Solution study found 60% of Americans spend raises within 6 months. Emma's $15,000 raise led to a pricier apartment and car. Saving 50% of raises could add $7,500 a year, or $612,000 over 30 years. Meet Chloe, a 32-year-old lawyer who saved 70% of her $20,000 raise, investing $14,000 annually. She projects $1.14 million by 60. Her coffee? Still her morning ritual. Globally, lifestyle inflation varies. In Australia, high wages fuel spending, per a 2024 ABS report. In Japan, cultural frugality limits inflation. Emma can adopt Japanese habits, saving raises for wealth. Psychologically, impulse buys satisfy instant gratification. Neuroscientist Antonio Damasio explains that dopamine drives spending. Emma can redirect this by rewarding herself with non-financial joys, like a walk or a book. Income, the wealth accelerator. Increasing income is the most powerful wealth-building tool. Emma's $65,000 salary is solid, but a 5% raise, $3,250, or $10,000 side hustle dwarfs her latte savings. Strategies include upskill. A marketing certification could boost Emma's salary by 15%. Network. LinkedIn connections lead to 20% of job offers per a 2024 LinkedIn study. Monetize hobbies. Turn photography or writing into income. Take Omar, a 31-year-old IT specialist who learned cloud computing, earning a $20,000 raise. He invested it, projecting $1.63 million by 60. His coffee? Still his brainstorming fuel. Globally, income opportunities vary. In Germany, apprenticeships boost earnings by 10 to 20%. In India, gig economy platforms like Upwork offer side hustles. Emma can tap these trends, freelancing globally. Psychologically, fear of failure blocks income growth. Psychologist Carol Dweck's growth mindset encourages risk-taking. Emma can embrace learning, knowing mistakes lead to growth. Let's bring it home. Emma's latte isn't the problem, it's a distraction. By saving $500 on rent, $200 on her car, $100 on debt, $75 on subscriptions, and $150 on impulse buys, she saves $1,025 a month, $12,300 a year. Adding $10,000 from freelancing, that's $22,300 annually. Invested at 7% over 30 years, that's $1.82 million. The real wealth killers are big expenses and low income, not coffee. Emma can enjoy her latte and build a fortune by focusing on what matters. So why won't skipping your daily brew make you wealthy? Because it's a tiny expense in a sea of bigger financial leaks. The latte factor is a catchy myth, but real wealth comes from tackling housing, transportation, debt, subscriptions, and impulse spending while boosting income. Emma's story shows that strategic choices, like moving to a cheaper apartment, buying a used car, paying off debt faster, cutting subscriptions, curbing impulse buys, and freelancing, can save $22,300 a year, building $1.82 million over 30 years. You don't need to sacrifice life's small joys. You need to prioritize the big wins. Start today. Audit your budget, negotiate a raise, or explore a side hustle. Keep your coffee. It's not the enemy. Wealth is about smart choices, not deprivation.